Welcome back to Hardball. That was Martin Luther King, of course, delivering his iconic mountaintop speech exactly 50 years ago tonight in Memphis, Tennessee. He was assassinated the next day. That's tomorrow, 50 years ago. I'm joined right now by the Reverend Al Sharpton, National Action Network president, and, of course, host of MSNBC's Politics Nation. Reverend, I've never asked you this, but I think, give me the unadulterated story of the last several years of Dr. King when he was, you know, he came out against the Vietnam War. That ticked off of people in the middle and the right. He wasn't perhaps as militant as some other people in the black community leadership. What was it really like to be Dr. King in those last couple of years?
Dr. King was very much, in many ways, unpopular. And he was standing alone. He was under attack by many on the right, including the liberals in the Johnson administration, because he'd come out against the war in Vietnam. Other civil rights leaders of national organizations attacked him, saying he was hurting the civil rights cause doing that. And he was under attack on the left. Many of the more strident black power advocates had said nonviolence had run its course and wanted to see other things done. When he was killed, I was 13. I was born and raised in New York. It wasn't popular to be with Dr. King. I was appointed youth director that year of his local chapter here. And it wasn't popular to be with Dr. King in the North because it was more strident. So I think people forget from the left and the right, he was under attack, which really showed the moral strength he had, that he wouldn't waver in terms of his tactics of nonviolence or his goal of world peace and, of course, racial equality.
And he, at a time before a lot of people in the middle politically saw it, he saw the unfairness of Vietnam here and there, the injustice of the war.
Absolutely. In fact, a year before his death, April 4th, 1967, he came to New York and spoke at Riverside Church and came out against the war and marched with Dr. Benjamin Spock and others. And I remember when he last came to New York, 2 weeks before his assassination, he came to install Reverend Wyatt T. Walker here. Many of the so-called mainstream civil rights leaders that had lauded him did not want to be identified because they didn't want to alienate the Johnson administration. So he had a very lonely trek the last couple of years, but he was able to stand it and he didn't budge. He ended his life fighting on economic issues. He foresaw a lot of what we dealt with in my generation, and we continue to deal with economic inequality way before it was popular. He was trying to organize a poor people's campaign. He went to Memphis to support a union of garbage workers. We'll be marching with them tomorrow in Memphis. So I think that he had a vision that was way beyond his times and really shaped the times in which we're living in. We're nowhere near where we need to be. Less than a week ago, I'm doing a eulogy over an unarmed black man shot in Sacramento. Dr. King talked about police brutality 50 years ago. We're still dealing with it, but we've made a lot of progress because of what he did, because he went from demonstration to legislation, voter rights act, civil rights act.
Keep at it.
He changed America.
Thank you. It's great to have you as a colleague, and take care of yourself.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.